Hey, what's up? We should be live, but because it's a different setup, please let me know if the quality is okay, if you can hear me. Made a lot of changes. I got you on the chat. I'm using a bit of a different setup, trying not to stick the mic in my face. So let me know if this works. And thank you so much to everyone who's here. Thought it's time to give you an update. Let me actually check. And just see if I can hear myself at the very least. Make sure we're good. Okay, good. It looks like the quality is okay. The audio is okay. We're good to go. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. I can actually show your comments, but in a different way. So let's test it out. Linda, great to see you soon. Thank you so much. I hope that all is safe and well with you. Getting news here in California via Hanani and Naftali. Yeah, I'm actually not sure who that is, but yeah, it's a mess. The situation is a mess, but it'll be okay. Hey, Nikki, thank you for being here. Hey, Benjamin, how are you doing? Hey, hi, Lathan. Right here, wait for you from VN. What's VN? Darn it, I keep getting confused. Thank you so much for being here. Nikki from New Zealand, trying to recall if Liron's new home is away from Gaza. I've been watching the news. Yeah, it's actually closer than the previous apartment, unfortunately. We've had a few alarms go off here. We had to go to a shelter. One time we weren't near a shelter. It was really scary, actually. But hopefully things will improve now. Bagyasri, how are you doing? BRB, need to get the firewood. Yeah, go get it. Hey Pam, how are you doing? Feels very good to be back. Finally. Thank you, Patio, for letting me know. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Yusuf. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hey, Monica. Good morning. Congratulations. Thank you. Hey, Wood Spirit from Austria. Vietnam, yeah, I guess it's Vietnam. Yeah, my bad. Hey, Yusuf from Algeria. Cool. John, how are you doing? Great to have you back. Liron, missed you, my friend. I hope you're well. Yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your patience, everyone sticking around. Let me know if the video is a little choppy. That's something I can fix. It's just that my computer is not that good. I'll probably have to upgrade some parts of it, but we'll see. I will figure it out. It looks a little choppy, but that's fine. I can fix that. Just decrease the resolution. I went for a 1080 because I wanted it to look good. So what you see behind me is really bare bones. I just recently made the studio even workable. So that's all I have pretty much. I will start designing it a little more soon, improving my equipment, everything. So yeah, it's just the beginning. Robin, good morning from Michigan. Happy you're back. Thank you so much. Hey, Loretto. Hey, Louise. How are you doing from Quebec? Manisha. How are you doing from India? Ellen. Hi, Liron. Helen from Hull, East Yorkshire, England. Hey, Clip Art. How are you doing? Shalom yourself. Patricia. Hi, Liron. Was wondering what happened. So happy to see you. Yeah, so let me give you a bit of a brief, and thank you so much, Jennifer. So basically, we moved to a new place. Let me actually, so I'm going to go back to the comments and feel free to ask away any questions you may have. What we did was, let me leave this up here. So our landlords wanted to increase our rent yet again. And the way it was done wasn't so nice. We didn't really like it. We've been living in the same place for about 4 years. We've been really, I think, good tenants and all of that. But, some people, it's their thing. So we decided to leave. We decided it's not a good deal to live in. We lived in the most expensive city in this country and probably one of the most expensive cities in the world based on some research we've been looking at in terms of rent, in terms of cost of living, which is insane. It's as expensive as London, New York, stuff like that. And yes, it is the best city in many ways to live in. It's basically the Manhattan or the New York of Israel, but the deal is not as good, and we really love it. We love the city, we love the vibe. I like being close to an environment with lots of people. I really enjoy it. It is the thing that's my natural kind of mode. But the deal is bad. You pay so much and you get so little. So we decided to move close to May's family. A little southern to Tel Aviv, but not that far actually, about 30 minutes, probably 35 minutes south. So we're closer to the south, but it's not that big of a difference, it's actually really close in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, this is it. It's been a nightmarish 3 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone told me moving is gonna be hell. I just thought that once you do the move, it gets easier, but it actually got harder. But yeah, now we're settling in. We finished most of the big things. We had a lot of work to do around the apartment, things like air conditioning units, fixing stuff, dishwasher stopped working, paint, cleaning, all bunch of stuff. Got a new sofa for the living room, yeah, all of these things, problems with electricity, all sorts of small problems, just nothing too, earth-shattering, but things that need to be taken care of. We actually replaced all the doors because they were very old, and they weren't closing properly. It's just a bunch of stuff. It's been a long, long journey. As I wrote on Instagram, some of you have probably seen this, from dusk till dawn. Let me move this a bit. Really, from waking up at 7 or 8 a.m. and working all the way to around 6, 7, and then you can't stop thinking about the moving process and all the things you have to do and everything, that it just continuous dialogue, like what to do, what we need to do, what we have left to do, and it was just nonstop for 3 weeks. The moving day was Friday, not last Friday, the Friday before that. It feels like 2 months ago, but it was like a week and a half ago. It was really rough, the moving and all of that process. And yeah, that's where we are. Super tired. Didn't get any second to. We didn't have a sofa in the entire place. So this, as soon as we put this here, the sofa from the previous apartment, the previous studio, we finally had somewhere to sit. We didn't even have anywhere to sit, and you don't appreciate how much it's important until you don't have it. And it's very hard to take a break or rest when you don't have that comfortable place to sit. So we just worked nonstop. But yeah. So it was intense. Finally, we're back. I barely could squeeze in, replying to some emails, replying to some comments, posting once every couple of days, barely checking the comments, YouTube stuff. It's been tough. It was hard for me mentally too. Physically as well. I have tons of cuts and different stuff from moving. I have this weird thing that still hasn't closed. A bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's going to be fine from now on. So we're really getting settled now. That's the short of it. Chris, hello from France. Thank you so much for being here. Luis, oh, hey, how are you, my friend? Hi there, my friend Luis again from the Philippines. Hopefully you're doing well. I miss watching your videos. Haven't because I was too busy. Yep, no worries. I didn't post anything for about 2 weeks. But I hope to post. I don't think I'll post an actual video this week. But this is going to be this week's video. Next week, hopefully, we'll start going back to routine. I have been a bit frustrated with my setup, like my laptop, my camera, my mic, everything, the way it's arranged. Hopefully now is a good time to upgrade all of these things and to start really looking at significant improvements. First thing is getting a new mic that can actually pick up the sound from a bit more from afar, because it drives me crazy that I have to speak into it. I want it to be somewhere around here, but then you can't hear me that well. And yeah, figuring it out one step at a time. All of these things cost money. It's gonna take some time, but yeah. Tembo Artwork, welcome back. The painting is awesome. Arrived. Thank you. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I saw your message maybe as well. Sorry, I haven't replied. Again, was swamped. But so happy you got it. For anyone who doesn't remember, Tembo Artwork has won the painting in the giveaway I did. I will do another giveaway soon. I promise. It's gonna be a really fun one. But yeah. Nikki, haha, and the TV you mentioned. Yep, there's a TV behind me. Hopefully it can run videos of myself in the background or something like that. I do hope to also add some interesting lighting. I need to still think about all of these things. But yeah, we'll take it one step at a time. But this place does feel more like a place we can settle into and not worry too much about, okay, when are we going to have to move out? Things of that nature. We can just get to work and get doing. And I feel more comfortable with putting a lot of proper equipment here. So yeah. Joanne, hey Liron, I actually made it on time. Thank you so much for being here. Jessica de Quebec aussi. Plumpy Lump, good morning everyone. Barbara, okay, a bunch of comments, sorry. Let me scroll back. Barbara, thank you so much. Jennifer Doyle, lots of hello from Ohio. Thank you. David Mozzarelli, is it Mozzarelli? That's a cool name. Like, really cool name. Like mozzarella, which I love. Good morning from Michigan. Josephine Riveri, how are you, Josephine? Hello from Niagara. You have lots of sunlight. Yep, this apartment is really well lit. I actually have some photos if you want. I can show you later on. Nothing too exciting. It's still a mess. We still were living with cardboards until about 2 days ago. So just cardboard time. Just in the last 2 days, we got rid of most of the cardboards. Still no sofa in the living room, though. It should have arrived last week, but they're late, of course. Hopefully, it will arrive in the next couple of days, probably. Joanne, actually, please, I'd like to make a shout out to Niagara Falls, seeing that I made it on time. Yeah, definitely, big shout out to Niagara Falls. I visited twice, I think, or 3 times. I don't remember. Eugenia, hi from Ukrainian in Germany temporarily. Your channel is like a fresh wind for me and my watercolor art in this hard time. Really grateful for your inspiring work. Yeah, thank you so much, and I'm happy I could help in that way. I feel like I actually have a, not a duty, but I would love to be able to help in that way if I can. I love encouraging people, and I know it's very rough in Ukraine, so I guess you were recently relocated to Germany, so hopefully you got out of trouble and your family and everyone's safe, because that's rough. What we've been going through in the last couple of days is nothing compared to that. So yeah, really wishing that everything is going well, and let me know. Feel free to let me know in a comment here. I'll be reading them. Jennifer, moving is the worst. Yep. Pam, beginning to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Indeed. Everyone's glad you're safe. Eugenia Manech, hello Liron, good evening from the Philippines. Thank you so much. Leah, good luck. It's worth it in the end. Yeah, definitely. It's worth it. It's much better here. And we have a really nice balcony with that grass. Super proud of that synthetic grass and how we cut it to size. Ruth loves it. She's chilling there a lot. Thank you so much, Manech. Yeah, I'm back. Hopefully soon to full capacity. Leah, if that's directed to me, no, I don't live in Europe. Rachel Riley, hello from Minnesota. Glad for the move. Thank you. 123, rock fan. Have you ever thought of illustrating a children picture book in watercolor? Not really. It's not really my style. Maybe in the future. I don't know, but not for now. Nadia, hi from Mexico City. And Tanasescu, is that a Romanian last name that I recognize? Let me know. Hi Pablo, hello from Argentina. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Colleen, hi Liron from Oxford, Mississippi. Pam, most important, did your palette make it? Yes, my art supplies have made it easy peasy. The one thing that we thought was broken was the dishwasher, and this was such a weird story. It just didn't drain, so it would work okay, but it didn't drain the water. We begrudgingly brought someone to check it. Like, we have brought so many people here, so many different electricians and plumbers and a bunch of stuff. So we brought someone over, and it was the dumbest thing that we could have figured out, but we would never have figured out. Something stupid that blocked the drain under the sink, not even the dishwasher's pipe. It was so dumb. Someone put a piece of plastic paper there to kind of close it off because no one planned on putting a dishwasher there. It was terrible. Nikki, your camera randomly seems to be up to speed with the sound and stopped being so jumpy. There was a delay in the beginning. Good now. Yeah, thank you. I don't know. It's a bit strange there. Don't forget the connection point, the Wi-Fi point is different here, so I'm not used to it. Back in Tel Aviv, it was right next to my table, so now I'm still examining it. Now it's in the living room behind this wall. But yeah. Teresa, how are you doing? Yes, so glad you're back from Texas. Thank you so much. Crystal Martin Art, so good to see you, Liron. Thank you, Crystal Martin. I'm going to give you soon an update on art-wise, artwork, painting. There's a lot there to unpack. But yeah, Christina, how are you doing? Hope you're super well. And sorry, yeah, I got your message and I need to get back to you. I didn't have any time to schedule sessions, but now I will. So yeah, sorry about that. I need to go through all of my messages, WhatsApps, emails, see everything. Daiji, how are you? Yay, glad to see you online again. Thank you. Anthony Fernandez, hey, Anthony from India. Thank you for being here, Anthony. Mike, listening while working. Awesome. Don't let me distract you. Nadia, yes, it is Romanian. I don't remember if we talked about it before, but yeah, that's cool. Margarita. So that's like how to pronounce it. Hi from Italy. John, during a live chat a while back, I was expressing how I can get nervous when starting a new painting. I took your advice and did a piece in black and white. You were advising me to get out of my comfort zone. Well, did it work? Why the sad smiley? Let me know. Christina, no worries. Yeah, thank you so much for your patience, Christina, and everyone else. So let me talk a bit about painting-wise, and then we'll continue looking at some of your messages. This chat is all about you. Whatever you want to, ask me about, I'll answer, and any questions you may have about whatever. It's been very hectic, so very, very hectic. And one thing that drove me crazy was I felt like for 3 weeks I'm doing things that have no... what's the word for it? No... I would say purpose, but it's in a different context than the usual context of the word. Because designing the place and putting stuff up is a big... It has a lot of purpose, and it has it's a very specific and important goal, but the actions it translates to, going to the hardware store 3 times a day, carrying stuff from one place to another, unpacking boxes, hammering, drilling, like I hate those stuff. And I felt like for 3 weeks I've been doing purposeless things that have nothing to do with what I enjoy doing or my destiny, in a way. It's a funny way of saying it. It is important. It is the place where we're gonna live, at least for the next couple of years. But still, it felt like I'm not doing the things that are in my purpose and my vision, and I am doing all of that. It was very taxing mentally. I've had a few moments of near breakdown, and thank God for me, for helping me through this. It's been tough, really. It's almost like when I worked at High Tech for a year doing technical support, and I felt like I'm not living my purpose, so not painting, not communicating, not sharing art. That was really hard. And I felt like I'm not doing the thing I should be doing. And that's how I felt for the last couple of weeks. Now, a couple of other things. As you know, I did the whole therapy, a bunch of sessions. I need to do another one. I need to get back to my therapist. He sent me a voice message, and I haven't listened to it yet. And we should schedule the final appointment for now, for the time being. But this led to a lot of changes in my perception and my balance and how I want to structure things. And you will feel it with the art. You will feel my art shift a bit. Going in a more authentic direction, going in a more purposeful direction, going in a more unique direction. I have, not painting for a while and not looking at paintings just because I didn't have any time to look at videos, look at Instagram, nothing. Taking a few steps back from the watercolor community or the art community has really brought with it, void when not painting, exactly, Pam, has really brought with it a good emptiness, a good type of emptiness in this regard, of me wanting to fill it with something more authentic. That tree I painted that I showed you, the semi-abstract, one of my last posts on Instagram, you can see it very colorful and then gray. That's a step in the right direction. So I want to create from a more purposeful, more connected place, which will change the paintings. I do look at a lot of artists and they all merge together for me right now. All the impressionistic type of art. And I'm stepping away from that. I'm not planning to step away from it. I am stepping away from that. You will feel it. Hopefully it will lead to more unique art, more satisfying art, better lessons, better insights. I'm not feeding off of everything. I'm in almost complete isolation mode. I haven't looked at anyone else's paintings almost barely for the last couple of weeks. It's sort of quieting everything outside so that I can see more clearly what's inside. So expect a bunch of cool stuff in that regard. That's in terms of art. So let's see what else you're saying. John, Liron is live. It's worth a like from me. Thank you so much. Also, I like the boat painting you hung up. Thank you. Yeah, I just put it real fast because I needed something in the background. Put it about 2 hours ago. Rigor, more power to you. Thank you so much. Eugenia, your emotions, empathy, and understanding is the most priceless. Bless you, be healthy, and enjoy creativity, and we will watch it. Thank you so much. Shelly Pryor, fine art. Hi, Liron, enjoy your new home, and may your new studio spark lots of inspiration. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hoping for the design to improve as well, the camera, everything. I'm so bad at this, I'm good at designing stuff on paper. I'm so bad at designing the room, but hopefully I will be able to do that. It's just not my natural kind of mode of being. I'm just very I'm gonna put everything in its place and that's it. But hopefully it will improve. Alpha Bravo edits, feeling great to see you again, sir. Thank you so much. Rachel Riley, challenge? I don't know yet. We'll see about that. Nadia, yes, we have talked about it. Yeah, okay, now I remember. Because I get a Romanian viewer, everyone views, but I get comments from obviously Romanian names once in a while, and then there are a few. So yeah. Med Arch Viz, I found your channel yesterday. My paints, brushes, etc. are arriving today. Haven't painted with watercolor since I was a kid. Thanks for the inspiration. That's amazing. It's more amazing that you discovered the channel yesterday and you're already here in a live stream, because many people just miss them wholesale all the time. And they've been a subscriber for a while just because, timing and stuff like that. So it's amazing that you were able to catch this live too. That's fun. That actually makes me laugh. So yeah, thank you for being here. And yeah, let me know how it goes. We're here to advise. Luis, my pace of making artworks before was 20 a month. Now I barely paint anything in watercolor, once every few weeks, and I feel bad about it. What can you say about this situation? Yeah, so without knowing too much, I don't know exactly what to say. One thing that I could say, and let me fix this for a second. Where is the... Okay, yeah, that's good. I want to... This annoys me. The crop is bad. The bottom, I need to add a bit to it for longer comments. There we go. Yeah, so again, without knowing your situation, I wouldn't know. Maybe life circumstances have changed and you're busier. Maybe you have more important things to do. It really will depend. Are you even in a position to paint, or things are taking your attention? So one of the things I will say is never judge yourself too harshly. If you're just readjusting to new circumstances, take your time and figure it out. Do the best you can. It's the most generic advice, but if you only but if you only have an hour a week to paint, go ahead and use that hour, and then don't judge yourself for the rest. I'm trying to not judge myself as much for being less all the time active, proactive, doing. It's okay to take a buffer and a break. So yeah, I would ask why. Why are you painting less? Do you just not feeling it? Maybe you need to try a different medium or a different... You said you barely paint in watercolor. Do you use something else? Maybe you're not having as much fun. One of the things with art is that it should be fun. So if you're not having fun, just don't do it. Do something else that makes you have fun. For people like me, that watercolor, let's say, is my career in a way, it's even harder because I feel guilty, or like I have to continue creating and providing that content for you if you've gotten used to it. But even for myself, if I don't feel like painting for a few weeks, I just really am working on not doing it. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. That's the thing. Someone needs to say it on a regular basis. There's nothing wrong with not creating. Maybe you're imagining things in your brain, and that's your creation for a while, and it's okay to just not be productive. It's okay. If you're always trying to be productive and trying to paint and counting how many paintings you create per week, maybe you're not allowing yourself to truly create the way you should, So one thing I like to try, and I don't know how you're going to relate to this, is that void that Pam talks about. Let's take a different void, a positive emptiness of a clean slate. If you have a clean slate, let's say you have nothing to do in the world, your whole day is empty, and you don't feel like you have to do anything. What do you do then? Do that. Let that guide you. Let that lead you, and do whatever you want, Sometimes it's so easy to narrow our perception to this one thing we're doing. But you have all of this here. You don't have to do anything. You know, today I filmed a first ever video that has nothing to do with this channel. It's a different channel. I may talk about it in the future. It's if you're into anime, you want to check it out. If you're into Attack on Titan, you definitely want to check it out. But it has nothing to do with this. I spent 3 hours on just that. I didn't do anything. I'm just getting back to work, and I didn't paint. I didn't do anything. I set up this live stream yesterday, and that's pretty much the first thing I do that has to do with my art business. It's okay. It's okay to do one thing a day and then be unproductive the rest of the day. You know? That once you let go of that judgment, you'll find in that emptiness something that you do want to do. And do that. When you let go of that, suddenly it's all clear. It's all clear. That's the best I can do right now. I feel it. I feel the idea in my brain very clearly, and I feel like I'm not able to put it in a great way in words. But hopefully that makes some sense, Luis. Let me know. Yeah, Pam, I'm the same in that kind of way. Yeah, that's how I feel when I get to the office every morning, purposeless. Oh yeah, that sucks. Yep. I wish for you to find a way to change that in the near or far future. It's not easy, but we need to make money, we need to make a living, we need to support other people, but I hope you can change that. Stefania, hello Liron, I'm on holiday. I hope I have Wi-Fi to follow. Yeah, hopefully it works. Sir, draw your face, please. Maybe in the future I'll do I have a painting, self-portrait you can find. Yay to be authentically you, yep. Rachel, ever read Brené Brown? No, actually not. Lollipop Strawberry, hey, how are you? Christina Ruggieri, so glad you're back and excited to see you, I guess, about this new direction. We're excited to see the great things you're going to do. Thank you. Yep, hopefully I will be able to do that. Lollipop, can you do painting number in a city? What do you mean by painting number? Let me know. Hey, Henny, what kind of live stream chats are we having today? Just me updating you on the move and finally communicating because I missed it a lot. So yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Pam, don't you think we evolve and change as we grow? There are times of empty results as the growth comes through. Yeah, exactly. If you are able to let go of everything, all of your perceptions of how things should be, how things are meant to be, how you should feel, and just actually feel what you should feel. One of the things, so in my therapy, one of the things that I've been doing right now is kind of reprogramming my brain to be able to utilize qualities that I currently don't utilize as much, which is being connected to what I actually feel and want to do, being connected to certain types of energies, whether it's the doing, like an arrow type of energy that's very directed, very rooted in action, and then also the inwards. Because what I tend to do is work on a task, finish it, immediately move on to another task, finish that, immediately move on to another task, and I don't get enough time to decompress, to process, and to think. And even when I take a break, what I used to do is listen to stuff, listen to podcasts, listen to music. There's always noise inside. So one thing I'm training myself to do is just listen to the voice inside. So if I just wash the dishes, which now I don't have to because the dishwasher works, or just sit down with my own thoughts, I discover a lot of insights about what I want to do, what I actually want to do. I feel like filming a video about this thing, or talking about that subject, or painting this kind of a thing, or sketching this kind of a thing, which I never even thought of wanting to do. When you clean everything outside, everything inside, you're able to better hear it. How can you hear yourself if you're always listening to something else? So that's a part of the process I've been going through. And it's a process of growth and cleaning and emptying things so that new things can grow from the inside. Definitely we evolve and grow, and sometimes we feel unproductive, displeased, frustrated, ashamed, angry, all of these things, Once you're able to let go and let these flow, like water in the river, they just go. They just go and you find what's underneath. You just let it come to you. And everything is effortless. Really, it is. Jessica, hello from Geneva. I have a question. Do you put varnish on your watercolor paintings? If yes, which one? So I actually, when packing, took a few of my varnishes that I have. I haven't found one that doesn't look too glossy and annoying. If anyone else in the chat can comment to that, feel free to. Joanne, did your advice work? Yes, I was still nervous, but it was more of an exciting nervousness. Instead of just being nervous, you also suggested plein air. I'll get back to you with that one day, I promise. That's amazing. That's amazing. You can really pat yourself on the back for that. Good job, Joanne. Really amazing. Lynn, great to see you again, Liron. Thank you so much. Monica, yeah, Ruth is here right behind me. Nikki, photo bomber on the couch. Just watched the dog's video this morning. Her birthday video, you mean, Nikki? My most underrated video on the channel. Sarah Brownell, hello from the USA. Also just starting back to painting after years too, testing out all the tips you give. Puppies, yeah. One thing I'm super grateful is that I have this huge back catalog of videos, so that even if I'm not posting for a while, you still have a lot of fresh stuff to look into and to learn from. So that's really making me happy. Probably most people have videos of me that they haven't watched. John, I know you watch everything. I really appreciate it, and you're among the few who do. Most people actually have old videos that they haven't watched, as I've seen some of you comment. The Painting Masters series and a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I'm happy that I can at least have that. That actually reduces a lot of the stress I've had for not posting anything new, you know. Stefania, anyway, preparing baggages for painting took me more than for dresses. I understand you for the year. Yep. That's how it works. It takes time. Ruth looks so settled in her new place. Yeah, she's still getting used to it, actually. But yeah, she feels good about it. The grass, you know, a couple of times she stretched and started, you know, moving or rubbing her back on it. It was so cute. So cute. I was so happy that she has the balcony. We leave it open and she can just walk outside. It's a big one, you know. It's 1 meter, 1 meter by 3, so that's nice. You know, it's not huge, but for a city it's pretty decent. And you know, she has this place she can go outside. It's so cool. It's not a yard, but it's nice. Artyom, hey Liron, glad to see you. Will you continue painting a master series? There's a bunch of great artists that need to be reviewed. Yes, I do plan on continuing it. Sorry, it's been a while. And it's actually the easier types of videos for me to make. I just kind of, you know, forgot about this series for a while, but I will do that. Yeah, definitely. I definitely plan on continuing it. Dwayne, my guy, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Hope the channel's going well. Let me know. And I think I have an email from you I haven't replied to, so my apologies. Shelly, amen, artists need time to recharge. Yep, for sure. Monica, what is the best paper for portraits? Hot press? Yeah, it will depend, you know. If you really want to get it smooth, you know, sharp edges, yes, hot press. Not as easy to work with again. But if you work large format, cold press can work pretty well too, because you don't see the texture as much. So I would say, depending on the size you're working, if you're working really small, definitely hot press. I'm so grateful for how that video, Colors Don't Matter, how that video made with David, how that video was successful. That made me feel good about the break too. Look at what I have handy here, always measuring tape, because you always have to measure, so that's funny. Something for me to play around with as we talk. But yeah, I'm so happy that video of the portrait did well, because I think it's one of my best recent processes, and it really shows the hot press capabilities, which was important for me, because I barely paint hot press. Very happy that it did well. So yeah, I would say hot press is great for portraits. Again, tough technique, got to get used to it. Lots of wet and wet, pre-wetting, lots of water in the paint. Yeah, all of that good stuff. Sarah, love it. Clean slate. Yep, exactly. Henny, non-artists have no idea just how much psychology plays a part in the whole artist journey. There's so much depth in learning. Yep, and I will add to that, it's not even just with art. It's with anything that requires some kind of creative juices. It could be even, you know, a lot of non-art things too. You know, the mental aspect, really, you can get burned out on a lot of things that are creative but not necessarily artisty per se, you know. But yeah, Christina Liron, any advice for painting very small details like bunches of flowers outside a flower shop? I use a small brush and I feel like everything looks too claustrophobic and sloppy. Yeah, here's the thing. So one of the things that guides me is, here's Ruth looking up. Yes, hello, Ruthie. She's so cute. Let me move this, sorry, Christina, just for a second. Look at her. She's so cute. So yeah, the thing is priorities. You need to prioritize the overall impression. Now, let me move this here so you can actually see Ruth. Let me know if this works better. I don't know. Let's leave it here. No, let's move it here. So, yeah, prioritization. How do you prioritize the details? To me, they need to serve the entire impression of everything else. So, I will start from the large shapes, and by default will work on large shapes. So to me, that entire bouquet of flowers is just going to be one pink shape. And then out of that, I may choose, not by default, but I may choose to put in the details. Because what most people do is they paint the details. They paint detail, detail, detail here, detail there, detail there. That can work if you're really good at this. I'm not good at this, by the way. So I prioritize large shapes first, and only then I choose which small details to bring back by either adding darks, doing negative painting, bringing back highlights, or just adding more details, you know? So if you start with those small details, it will feel claustrophobic, sloppy, overworked, all of these words, you know? But if you first prioritize the large shapes, you're in a much better position, in a much better likelihood to then bring out some key selected few details. Rather than painting details, you paint big and you decide later on which details you want to show. You ignore the rest. I hope that makes sense. Rattlesnake Renegades. That's a cool username. Greetings from Barcelona. Thank you so much. Sanjiban, hello from India. Thank you for being here. Patricia, how is Ruth adjusting to her new home? Took her a while. Because she's familiar with the place, let's just say. But yeah, it was a bit confusing for her at first, but now she's okay with it. Yeah. It's just been a lot of, 3 weeks of a lot of moving around, driving, and she had so much action when there was people who come here to do work and they drill or whatever. She's not sleeping. She's watching over them. Right? And she's watching over us. So it ended up being a lot of days where she doesn't sleep properly. And so she's tired. She's really, really tired. Because she's used to sleeping 2/3 of the day, probably, if you add everything together. So she's hyperactive sometimes. She's running, she's playing, and then she's sleeping. So this ended up being a couple of very tough weeks for her too. Because when we're driving, she's awake. She's looking at the road. Every time the car stops or you turn, she's raising her head, looking. She barely falls asleep in the car. And then people come here to work, and we work, and a bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's been a challenge for her too, but now she's finally adjusting and resting, most importantly. Lynn, okay, but when I clean out all the noise, I'm going to keep listening to you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's okay if you stop listening to me too. That's part of it. That's definitely part of it, and you should at some point. John, sorry that the message was retracted. Not sure what that is. Vespa for John. Hey, Liron, ending 13 days of total isolation in Truckee, California. COVID. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, sorry about that. It's at least a good time to think, to ponder, to maybe relax the overthinking mind. Hopefully you were able to do that. That's what I try to do with these things, embrace them. But hopefully you're feeling better. That's the most important thing, and your body didn't take it too hard, because it can go many ways, from friends and family and what I see. Teresa, love your comments about noise. I love quiet, and it's something. By the way, it's quieter here. It's a quieter city, and I feel it's something that's really hard to find and be comfortable in. Yep, glad you're finding comfort and reflection in it. Yep. And it's for real this time. I really am taking the time. Nikki, yeah, the birthday video, go Ruth. Yeah, it's one of my favorite videos ever. Med Archviz, it helps to have two things you're passionate about. I'm passionate about architecture and Archviz. I'm also passionate about fishing. Fishing takes my mind off Archviz and vice versa. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool take. Yeah, to me, it's gonna be zoning out, spending time with May and Ruth, some video games, but very little, Stardew Valley. I was really addicted to that for a while. Jonas, I think you're referring to mindfulness. Never thought about using mindfulness for growing as an artist. Oh, yeah, definitely. Mindfulness, whatever you want to, spirituality. There's a lot of words for it. And it's completely tied together. Colleen, I just found your channel and I'm enjoying it and learning so much about watercolor. Thank you so much. That's awesome. A lot of people have discovered it, just because of those recent couple of videos that did really well. So I'm super grateful for that. MB, if I would block out all the outside noise, my brain won't stop talking all the time. That's good. That's good. You want to listen to it, Here's a cool thing for you. So remember, I talked about it. Remember I talked about stomach aches when I'm nervous or when I'm, feeling helpless in some situations, that everyone, I guess, has those situations that trigger them that way. I didn't have a nervousness stomach ache in over a month or two. And I talked about it in that other live stream, I think. That's amazing. Because I started listening to myself. That stomach ache was telling me something. You weren't connected to yourself. In that situation, Liron, you weren't listening to yourself. Or you put yourself in a helpless position. You put yourself in a hopeless state of mind. Better listen to yourself better. That person did you wrong, and that's okay. You don't have to take it too hard, but you weren't assertive enough. You didn't put them in the right place. You didn't place the correct boundary. One of the biggest things I learned right now, boundaries with everything, Some things are yours, some things are mine, and that's okay. That's huge. That's huge. And ever since I started listening to myself, the stomach aches, I can't remember the last time I had a nervousness or, disconnection from my body type of stomach ache. Just doesn't happen. NLP works and psychology works and guided imagination and guided meditation, they work. It works. You can actually play around with your subconscious and fix things. It's amazing. So yeah, when you stop listening to the outside, it's good that you listen to yourself. I see that as a positive. Sanjivan, one thing I have always wondered how to find color in shadows. So sometimes you don't have to find it, you want to invent it, right? But it's just one of those things you have to train your eyes for. And ask yourself, so if you see a color and you're like, what is that? Ask yourself, what is it not? Is it not, is it a yellow? Probably not. Okay, so it's a cool color, right? Is it a red? No, it's not a red. So it's a purple or it's a blue, There are a lot of tricks for getting it right, but at the end of the day, it's all about painting and then comparing it to the thing you painted based on and seeing where the inaccuracies are. What types of colors are throwing you off the most? Where are your weaknesses? Finding them and then working on them. Leah, plein air seems so difficult to work with lights and shadows. Yeah, it is a challenge. It's been a while, long while since I last did plein air. Looking forward to doing one and kind of, removing some of the rust. It's very different from painting inside or from photos. Very, very different. Thought the mic's gonna drop. Sarah, still battling the paper waves with stretching. Getting better with little waves. Any tips, or it's flat when I add washes and it waves? So do you dry it with a hairdryer and just let it sit until it's fully dry? That's one of the things that helped me. Other than that, sometimes you'll just have to paint over it, wavy, and kind of accept it and work with it. I know that's not something that people are happy to hear, but sometimes that's just how you have to work with it, Oh, Ruth, special having her here too. Yep. Everyone loves Ruth. Monica. Pam, she reflects your emotions too. Yeah, definitely. Joanna, I think this is the longest I've seen Ruth stay in the chat. She must feel more comfortable, relaxed. Yeah, she's tired mostly, I think. Hey, Jesse, or Jess. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think Jesse. Thank you so much for being here. Christina, thank you so much for the great tips on painting details. Do you have TaskRabbit in TLV? It's like Uber, but to hire handmen. People, oh yeah, it's not TaskRabbit. We have something else. We have something called Midrag. Midrag, it's in Hebrew, it's like Midrag. Midrag from Madregot, which means stairs, steps, or ranking, derug is ranking in Hebrew. So basically, it ranks handyman or different areas. So if you have, let's say, dishwasher technicians or whatever it is, you can search there and it ranks them. And anyone who drops below, I think like 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 is removed from the website. So you know that when you filter for, let's say, a dishwasher technician or a washing machine technician, and you filter by city because it's local, the top ones are like 9.6, 9.5, and these are people that are available for work today or tomorrow, and you get someone who's good. And I had just one out of probably 15 people we worked with so far who was kind of meh. Out of all of them, just one was meh. All of them were really, really good. So that's similar. Yeah. But we did most of the, moving stuff ourselves in terms of packing. We just got a mover to do it. I know in the US there's U-Haul and all of those. It's not as common here. You just get a moving company to just move the stuff. You usually pack yourself unless you're very wealthy. Most people just pack themselves. But yeah. Mysterious Snow Dragon, hello. Hello, Shiny. Why did you have a break, Liron? Nice to see you. Yeah, so just a recap for everyone who wasn't here. We moved recently. It's been a long process, a couple of very busy weeks. The only time I felt as busy was in officer school, where you wake up in the morning all the way till the evening. It's full of activities and things, you're outside in like... not camping, what do you call it? I don't know what the right word for it is in English, but like there's a camp and you have to guard it and you have to do a bunch of stuff, and it's morning till evening or night, full of activities, full of, you learn stuff. Officer school, basically. Military officer school. That was the only time I felt as busy. We did move, I just mentioned in the beginning, we moved because our landlords wanted to increase our rent by about 10%. The way they did it wasn't that nice. I don't like them, to be honest with you. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think they're very good people. I don't think they're necessarily bad people, but they're... Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to badmouth. It's just, there's no point. But yeah, I don't like the way they did it, so we decided, and it's become very expensive to live in Tel Aviv. It's considered one of the most expensive cities in the world. Unfortunately, unlike the US, where you have a lot of big, good cities, so it's not just New York or just New York and LA. There's a bunch of cities in every state. At least 2 to 3 cities are considered really, popular and good in terms of nightlife, which we don't even go out as much, but options, right? Like a big city, big metropolitan area that has a lot of options for everything and is active and is fun. Cultural activities, stuff like that. In Israel, maybe we have 1 or 2 more cities that kind of are in this good, but honestly, there's nothing like Tel Aviv. Nothing in Israel. You have Jerusalem, obviously, you have Haifa, but all of these places have their own very distinct quality, and I spent a lot of time in both, and so I know them up close. It's just not the same. It's not the same. It's not something that I like as much. I didn't like Jerusalem at all, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's a very significant place. It's a very significant, it's a city with history, with tough history too, everyone fighting over it, but I did not like it in terms of living there. It has very beautiful places, stunning views, stunning monuments, but I didn't like living there. I served there in the military too. So yeah, nothing like Tel Aviv, unfortunately, and it is the best, I think, city in Israel, but it became so expensive. Everyone's complaining about it. A lot of people I know have been moving out, and it was our turn. So this is why I was quiet for a while. I just didn't have a minute to spare for work. A minute. And I'm so grateful that I'm doing something that allows me to take a break for 3 weeks and not have everything fall apart, and I don't have to quit my job or lose my job or be fired. So thank you. You're responsible for that, each and every one of you. People continued buying courses and everything, books. I'm super grateful for that. So thank you, Sarah, by the way. Josephine, oh my god, I love playing with my subconscious and boundaries. What a revolution that was. Yep, it's huge. Nikki, meh. We use that word here also for the same thing. Great word. Yeah, it's very useful. Joanne, I'm not a fast painter, so regarding plein air, would you suggest taking a pic for reference while tackling my subject live? Yeah, or would taking a pic be shut off as a crutch? No, I'm all for it. As long as you got a good look at the view in front of you, you're good. Take a picture, rely on that for light and shadow. If you're still there looking at the view, it's perfect. It's perfect by my book. There's no need to set unnecessary rules, you know? I do that all the time. I take pictures all the time, even in plein air. It's very useful. It's a very useful tool. So definitely feel good about it. Christina, you earned it and deserve it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm open for it. Ask away if you have anything else you want to know. What's interesting in this apartment? I can show you a few pictures if you want to. Let me see what I've got here. Maybe I can show you something. Let's see what would be a good pick, just to give you some understanding. Something that's not too messy. This is the studio. That's cool. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's a good photo. That's a good one. So let me bring it over just to give you a view of it. The apartment we had in Tel Aviv. Hi, Jill. How are you? Yeah, I will do a studio tour once there's something to show. Right now it's very empty. There's nothing here. There's nothing to show. There's not just the bare essentials are set up so that you can see me, we can talk, but nothing else really. Let's see. Downloads folder. My computer is extremely slow because of streaming. No, that's not the one. Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, I hate that thing. I can't bring over. I don't know why my iPhone started taking pictures in HEIC format. So now I have to do the whole. I'm gonna save it as a JPEG, and then I'm gonna show it. Save or export is. Let's see here. Sorry if the stream is gonna slow down. That's my computer slowing down. What can you do? I need to switch to a normal. Like the MacBook is good for many things. Streaming still loads it, especially using OBS. So why wouldn't it? Wait. Date modified. Why won't it? Let me. Where did it save it even? Huh? Wait. Starting anew. Sorry about that. In the meantime, ask away and I'll export. JPEG, not to pics. Export it to downloads. Of course I exported it to the wrong folder, which is why I couldn't find it. Good. We good now? Here we go. Now, of course it's gonna export it in huge size, so let me make it a bunch smaller. And I'm gonna show you. Let's see here. So this is pretty much a good view of the apartment. Where should I move? Should I move here or there? I'll move here. So you can see Ruth chilling. You can see the balcony with the grass, synthetic grass, softest type I could find. It's really comfortable, actually. It surprised me how comfortable that is. And yeah, the TV has a big arm, like a huge arm. We got someone to build and install these shelves that you're seeing on the left. Everything was in boxes up until a couple of days ago. The kitchen is on the right side. You can't see it in this angle. The studio is the door you see on the left that's closed. May actually made this lighting setup with the branch. Super cool. She's so talented in this. And yeah, so that's the living room. Under that shelf is going to be the sofa. You see that diagonal line? That was really tough actually to build around. So we actually had to build a custom sofa to fit there. The living room was aimed the other direction to the wall, and it ended up closing up the entire space. And it was May's idea to put the sofa on the wall, to put the television in that corner with an arm that we can pull it out, and the entire space is going to be open, and it's going to look really, really good. So much better. I know you're not seeing much. I'm going to do a home tour if you want to in the future, if you want me to in the future. But yeah. So the previous apartment was three. We call it 3 rooms because here in Israel you count the living room. So it was 2 bedrooms and a living room. One of the bedrooms was a studio. This apartment is a 4. So it's a living room, 3 bedrooms. One of which is the safe space shelter room, because you don't know, but here it's a part of buildings. So newer buildings actually have a room dedicated to being safe space, both for missiles, rockets, whatever, and also for biological and chemical weapons. Yep, that's the reality we live in. I was born in the Gulf War when we were bombed with, I believe it was with chemical weapons. Not where I lived, but yeah, that happened. So that was a big danger. We were threatened by it. So one of the rooms is a safe shelter room. That's where we run when there's an alarm. And then one of the bedrooms is our bedroom, and another one is the studio. So yeah. Let's see. Jill, once again, hey, thank you for being here. I hope you've been doing well. Joanne, yes, there will be one in the future. Stefan, hi from Manchester. Vespa, can you show us any of your own small doodle sketchbooks for small watercolors? Yeah, I will. I can do something like that. I think it will be a good one for a live stream. So maybe next one. Christina, which side of cold press is correct to use? My first watercolor teacher told me it's the rough side, but I recently read the side with the R stamp on. So it's so interesting. The stamp is always on the softer side. I use both interchangeably based on my mood. I find both work well. I don't have a good answer for that. Pam, thank you so much. Monica, thank you. Yep. Alpha Bravo, edit. Sir, I will surprise you on my YouTube channel. Either it is a gaming channel, but I will notify you soon, and I hope you will be happy to see that. I'm not going to tell you now because it's a surprise. Oh, that's awesome. Make sure I see it. Email me and send me a message on Instagram and let me know everywhere because I don't want to miss it. Thank you so much. Let's see here. 1 second. Let me make this a little smaller. Pam, thank you so much. It's been a lot of work just to get it to this point. Stefan, if you're doing a figure drawing, do you use the same approach for the shorter time as you would for a longer pose? No, actually, it's a similar process, but yes, when you do a longer one, you work with a more solid foundation. When I'm doing a quick one, I may just do a gesture and then base my details off of that. You can get away with that. When you're doing something that's slower, the process is going to be a little more patient to me. So more guidelines, more measurements, more comparing, more working inside out, meaning the very gentle gesture, skeleton, muscles, all of that. Slower, more deliberate. Christina, also hot press paper does not have equally smooth sides. Which side is smoothest? Yeah, both actually. Thank you, Colleen. Oh wow, that's a great looking apartment. Thank you, Stefania. I missed where are you now? Which city? It's called Yavne. It's not a huge city, but it's a one of the I don't know, biggest, like 10 biggest cities. Is it a top 10 in terms of size? I'm not even sure. Top 15? I think top 10. John, beautiful home, Liron. So much potential with Maze and your self-creative flair. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Robin, I love the place. Thank you so much. Vespa, Tel Aviv requires a safe room in all houses. Wow, had no idea. No, actually, I don't know what the law states, but in Tel Aviv, most apartments, if I'm not mistaken, older apartments don't have one. We didn't have one. We had to go to the, what do you call it? The staircase. That's where you go there. We did have a safe space in the ground floor. So we were third floor. So You're either going to run down 3 flights of stairs fast with Ruth, and if you have kids, with kids, and you have 60 seconds, about 60 seconds to get into a safe space. It really is a reality that it's so bizarre, you know. Unfortunately, many countries deal with it. You know, right now what happens in Ukraine was so out of nowhere in a way. I'm hearing things of Taiwan being in danger. It's ridiculous. But when you're in a place like the US or UK or Canada, US and Canada more like big countries, sovereign in a way, Australia, of course you face threats of different kinds, but this threat from the outside is so foreign in a way, like you're not used to that. Here it's very imminent, you know, 60 seconds to get into a safe space. And if you're in the southern areas, you have 45, 30, 15 in some areas. I don't understand how people live in those areas. It's really tough. But yeah, in Tel Aviv, we had to run all the way down or stay in the staircase room. It's not a room, and hope for the best. It's terrible. Yep. You got it, Stefan. Josephine, Joanna, thanks for Niagara. Shout out. Yeah, it's funny. It's interesting. Niagara folk banding together. Pam, keep a palette, brushes, and paper for your safe room. Yeah. So luckily, we don't have to spend too much time there. Basically, you get the alarm. Usually, you hear some explosions before that. You hear some explosions. Maybe you hear sirens in the background because it's in a different place. But then the sirens go off in your area. You know it's coming. And then you have 45 to 60 seconds to run to a safe space. You enter, and then you hear a few booms. Sometimes it hits. Actually, here in Yavne, a rocket fell in the streets, in the middle of a neighborhood. Luckily, no one was hurt. Just fell down in the middle of the street. No cars, no pedestrians, no one was hurt. But, you know, there is this system that's supposed to intercept these. I know they use it in the US too. It's called Kipat Barzel, Iron Dome. And it works. Sometimes you hear it intercepting. Sometimes you hear a hit. You wait 10 minutes and then you can leave. So you don't have to stay there 24/7 or something, or an hour or two, but it sucks. Yeah. Last year, or was it 2 years ago? I don't even remember. We had like a few days of that nightmare in Tel Aviv too. Glad you have a safe room. Yeah, so all we have to do now is just go to the safe room. A few steps away. But we had a siren here when we weren't here and Ruth was here. And it was very, very worrying because she doesn't know to go to the safe room. Man, it's terrible. Joanne, do you agree that the ability to draw is an important part for your growth as a painter? I was dry for ideas and am just coming back to... Oops. Oh, message was retracted. I don't know why, but I read it. Oh, I can still see it on the screen. I was dry for ideas and I'm just coming back after 2 months of painting Zelch. So I guess there's more. So here's the thing. It is an important part if you feel that way. So if something is calling you to improve your paintings outside of painting, meaning drawing skills, go in that direction. That's fine. You should listen to yourself. To me, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's so interesting because what I paint is different from what I draw. What I paint doesn't require that much of drawing skills, arguably. Cityscapes, landscapes, just the basics. What I like to draw to a higher level, like people, figures, characters, that requires a lot of drawing knowledge. So I don't feel at the moment that drawing is something that I need to improve for painting's purposes. I'm working on my drawing skills for drawing purposes, if that makes sense, right? But you may be different. You may feel like it is something that is in the way of you improving your paintings, then you need to take that time. Margarita, thanks for sharing your life experience with us. Thank you. Pam, I would have stomach aches all the time with that going on. Yeah, you know, it has something to do with it to some people. To me, honestly, not so much. I've had the stomach aches were more in the context of feeling helpless in social situations or situations where I feel like I'm not in control. Sometimes it's in combination with social. But very often it would be like we have to hurry because a circumstance outside of my control is there in the context of, let's say, even like a school trip. Something like that would trigger that. Not so much these kinds of things. But I will say that after that terrible couple of weeks or days we had with sirens going off every day, I would wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweat just from small noises. It was terrible. Some kind of a PTSD, I guess. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily going to have lasting effects. I don't know. But it happened at a later age, so I'm not sure. Plumpy Lump, such a weird mix of relaxing watercolor and bombs going off over. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. You know, I did a few live streams when there was a tough time. So hopefully we don't get a siren during a live stream. Right now there's a what do you call it? Like a ceasefire. So yeah. Josephine, we'll wait for the rest of that message. Christina, your drawing books are excellent. I use them to teach, and they are very clear and really help one improve drawing skills. Thank you so much, Christina. Yeah, I'm very happy to hear. I don't talk much about the books, but I should probably promote them more, so feel free to check them out. Links in the channel. Car books, once it's out, it's probably going to push the rest a bit. I didn't have any time to work on that, unfortunately, but now I will, so we're good. I need to think of a setup where I'm not moving this computer. I'm just using my iPad as reference. We'll probably get to this at some point, hopefully. Maybe I can just rotate the computer. Just starting to think out loud in terms of, you know, when I start painting again, because I still haven't painted here at all. Yeah, it's so weird. From all the moving and carrying stuff, I feel like some of my muscles grew, but on the other hand, being so tired and exhausted isn't healthy, so I feel like I haven't necessarily improved in health. I just have a bit more muscles in some areas. It's so funny. But yeah, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, definitely, if you can check them out. Now, it's a good time to mention, if you're anyone here into anime, I do have a different channel. It's called Liron Pop, where I just today filmed for the first time a reaction video, but it's a fun reaction video. It's of a different kind. It's not like a hype, open mouth thumbnail kind of a thing, but maybe it will be in the future, who knows. But I want to do more entertainment content, so if you're looking for something a little different and you want to see me wear a suit, you may want to check that out. Let me know if you want a link and I'll drop it. Plumpy Lump, question for you. What do you do in a backslide? I feel like my skills have reversed a few months lately. Here's the thing. If you are, let me backtrack. You can't go back in skills. You learn new stuff all the time. Things don't disappear. All the things you learn are stored in your brain, unless you went through some kind of a seriously brain injury. You won't lose a skill. The skill is still there. I truly believe that. You're just going through changes. Now, what can happen is sometimes you become more aware. You become more picky. Your taste changes, and it may feel like you're worse than you were before. And you may be temporarily worse than before, but your skills, which are mental and, physical motor skills, again, barring any actual physical injury, they don't disappear. They don't dissipate. There's no way of going back. There's only change. Now, this change may feel different. It may feel scary. You may realize that some things you're doing you don't like as much. You may feel like you're going back in skills. Embrace it. Embrace it and try to really listen to yourself. Where does this voice take you? What's the next step for you? Is it continuing to do what you're doing? Maybe that's the answer, and it's just consistency and just acceptance. Maybe you want to do something differently, and there's this voice in your head telling you, do this differently. You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing, expecting a different result. You're not enjoying what you've been doing as much. You're not painting authentically. You're painting based on other people's tutorials, based on other people's pictures, based on other people's favorite subjects. Do something differently. There's a voice, and maybe you're not listening to it. Listen to it. Take a break. Take a few days break. And in that emptiness, again, what do you want to do proactively? Not what you do because you're already built momentum in it. What do you actually want to do? Go there and find that place. You can't really reverse your skills. You can't go back. Even if you take a year-long break, you can't really go back. Everything you did is still stored somewhere, you know? So hopefully that gives you a bit of a different perspective. There's always change. I feel change all the time, and then works that felt good aren't as good. Or maybe because I'm aware of new things, I'm actually creating differently and I don't like it. I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I painting this? Why am I painting Alvaro Castanet people? Why am I going autopilot and just putting a big red blob as a head? I see the head in front of me. I see the head like I'm a doctor helping someone give birth. I see the person's face. It's not a red mark. Why am I doing this? It's not me. It's not what I want to do. Why am I painting in watercolor? Why did I make that arbitrary decision? Do I have to continue painting with watercolor throughout my entire career? A jack of all trades, a master of none? Really? Maybe I feel like doing something different. You know, give yourself that freedom. Zoom out. There's something there. There is something there in that feeling. And I want you to clean all external influences and all internal self-judgment and find out what it tells you. Okay? Maybe, and that's true in many cases, you just need to continue. Just creating more. I've gone through times where I feel like I'm going back. In reality, I didn't go back. My taste improved, and so I saw all the mistakes I was making. Or maybe I went back temporarily for a month or two, and that's it. You know? It's not that bad. It's okay. Let me know if that helps. Let me know if that gives you a nudge, maybe, possibly in the right direction. I hope it does. Okay, some people want the link, so let me do this. The video is still not out. You'll have to tune in. It's going to be out probably later today, but you can subscribe and then it will be out. Sorry, I can't give you a link to an actual video. I'll have to give you a link to a channel. There's Pokemon videos there. Ignore them. It's not where it's going. It's going to be something different. But let me find the channel. Let me provide you with a link. And if you're interested, only if you're interested, subscribe. It's going to be fun. Only if you're interested. If you're not interested in anime, Attack on Titan, and all of that, don't watch it. Just if you're interested. Because I'm looking for people who will actually, watch the videos there. I know right now it's a bunch of Pokemon short videos. Don't worry. It's going to be different. I'm telling you. The video is going to be out later today, hopefully. Margarita, a quick tip on getting over my fear in glazing mid-washes and dark ones. Are you going to provide a tip? You want me to provide a tip? Let me know. Getting over my fear in glazing and mid-washes and dark ones. So, one of the simplest things you can do is just paint multiple versions so that if you mess one up, you just move on to the next. And I've done that in the past, so that could be useful. One other thing is, go gradually darker. It's okay to work in very thin glazes. It's okay. Find your balance. Use test paper. Always have a test paper by your side so you can test out the paint before you apply it to the actual thing. There's a lot of things you can do to help yourself. Let me know if that's kind of in the direction you're talking about. Vespa for Jen. I bought the older one of your books, something on drawing clothing, and it makes the folds look correct. It's very helpful. Thank you. I did a lot of research for that one. And my drawing skills have greatly improved. My approaches keeps evolving and shifting. Talking about feeling like you're gone back in skill or whatever. When I look at my older how-to books, of course I improved since. But I still think they're a good product, and I can still see them for the good product they are, even though I would have done them differently today. Acceptance. Gotta accept some things. Yes, cool, awesome, thank you. Lola NP, how are you? So happy to see you and Ruth have been praying for your safety. We want to see Day in Life with Ruth. Yeah, it will arrive eventually. Now let me block this love chat. Hide user on this channel. Bye bye. Spam. Bye-bye. Anime with a suit, link please. Yeah, I dropped it in the chat. Joanne, I ran out of space. When I lacked painting inspiration for 2 months, I strapped a graphite to my hand and disciplined myself to get back in the groove of drawing, and it helped me in my painting. Yeah, that's definitely something. Try a different medium. Stuff like that. Colleen, are there subjects that you would love to try and draw and paint that you have not done yet, or that you find challenging to do? Let me think about it for a second. Honestly, not really. If there's anything that may be challenging and I haven't done enough of, is florals and glass. Glass, the abstract patterns in it, I did a bit of it, but not a lot. So that could be considered one of the things that that I may want to work on. Like a vase with a dark background that has sharp highlights and is very hard sometimes to tackle. Very easy to on some levels, but not really. I painted a whole lot of subjects and nothing really that I still haven't painted so far. Josephine, Canada is safe as a cook. I've worked with immigrants from all over the world and hear many shocking stories of escaping danger. Yep. That's how it works. A lot of people, they just flee. A lot of people flee over here to Israel. We have a lot of people from Africa, from all sorts of different countries, all over, that flee. A lot of people from Sudan, actually, that flee because it's just terrible where they come from. What other countries? There's like big 5 or 6 countries that a lot of immigrants come from. Ukraine was a big one recently, unfortunately, Pam, working on new skills so we don't like the results yet, either unrealistic expectations or developing a new technique. Yep, it's all work in the process, in progress. Paula Campbell, welcome back. I didn't know why you were offline. Glad it was only for the move. Missed your videos. Hope you love your new home. Ruth looks like she's settled right in. Yep. That's true. Hey, Anne-Marie. How are you doing? Plumpy Lump, thanks for the insight. Everything you're saying makes sense, especially going with your vision and not pounding tutorials over and over again, figuring out your own. Yeah, that is key. That is key. If you feel like, you're not pleased with what you create, try and disconnect. Try and disconnect from others, from tutorials. It really is a big part of it. And even if something is hard and feels like a huge jump in a level of difficulty, you need to sometimes first take the leap, struggle with it, and find your footing. You can't always build up gradually. Sometimes you just have to try something exponentially hard in order to slowly close the gap. Eliava Aliani, hello from Israel. Shalom, Israel. Thank you so much for being here. Margarita, yes, that's it. I'm afraid of ending up with a dark stain that doesn't link shapes. Yeah, that's okay. You'll break a few eggs, as they say. That's just how it works. But yeah, that's such a common theme. Hopefully I can do a proper video to address that fear, because a lot of people have that fear. And it's a good kind of like my "Did you give up too soon?" video. I think there's a calling there to do a video about that. So in the past, I would write down that idea. You know what I'm doing right now? I remember it. And after this live stream, I'm going to sit down in the balcony, chill, and stare, which I would have never done, almost never done before. I did the therapy and came to new insights, and the ideas are just going to flow, and I'll know what video to make. I'll know intuitively. I'll remember the important details. I don't have to write them down and have tons of lists and be nervous about the lists. Vespa, so happy to visit here on your channel with you, Liron. Unfortunately, I have to go right now. Yeah, no worries. I'm back. There's going to be videos next week, and yeah, it's going to be good. Anne-Marie, I'm fine working with values studies by drawing the motif in band and white. Not sure what that means, but awesome. Keep working at it. Sarah, I feel like I've been focused more on tutorials than just trying on my own. That's super duper important. Yeah. Oh, sorry, haven't shown the message. Eliava, where in Israel can I get good art supplies? Only in Tel Aviv? Not necessarily. There are good art stores pretty much everywhere. Jerusalem has... Oh, bland and white. Okay. Got it, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, yeah. Good art supplies are in Jerusalem, are in Haifa, in the big cities. I don't know where you're from, but you can find them pretty much everywhere. If you have the time to do a day trip to Tel Aviv, go there, visit My Art or Arta, 2 big stores. Arta is great. They have a huge variety. They're in a pretty central place. It's very easy to get to in the Nahalat Binyamin Street, They moved to a different location. It's no longer 78. It's a different address, but they have pretty much everything you need. I think for watercolor too. One other option is Amazon. If you order under, what is it, $75, something like that, you don't have to pay customs and all of that good stuff. But yeah, Carpet Muncher, just want to say thanks for all the videos and help. Thank you so much. I don't know if you're a new viewer, because I don't remember your username, but maybe I forgot or haven't paid attention. But yeah, I'm so happy there's a huge back catalog once again, and people can go back and watch and learn. And the feedback has been great. So really, thank you so much to everyone who's been watching the videos. Look at Ruth. She's so darn adorable. Look at her. She's so cute. Just resting her. Don't forget, she didn't have a sofa for a while too, so she had to be creative with where she naps. So it's so cool that she finally has a place to rest her head properly and rest. And thank you so much to the people who subscribe to that other channel. I really appreciate it. I see the subscriber count went up at least by 4 people. Thank you so much. That's cool. Yeah. And Marie, I love the painting behind you, how you made the water. Thank you so much. Yeah, and this is actually a canvas print, so I really like it too. Thank you. Eliava, Jerusalem area. Yeah, you have good stores there. So in Jerusalem, you have Betzalel, right? The Art Academy, fancy schmancy Art Academy. And you can definitely find good stores there. I don't remember specific names, but I'm pretty sure there should be Arta there. But yeah. Carpet Muncher, I am very new. Only been seriously practicing maybe 2 months. Cool. Yeah. 2 months is a lot of time. So good job on that. Good job. Sometimes we judge ourselves so badly for falling off the wagon or taking a break. Like, enough with that. That's the thing I'm definitely feeling right now. I'm not just practicing it. I'm being it. Giving myself that permission. You got it, Eliava. Happy I could help. Sarah, I had this idea of a paint series, and it's about all the countries of the world. I'll have to add you too now. I love learning about places far away. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, yeah. Ordered from Amazon, yeah. Ruth indeed looks so happy. I don't want to bother her, but ideally I'd pick her up, stick her in front of the screen. May's not here, so she's not here to bring her over, which is funny. So yeah, we can chill. I think today, so what time is it? Yeah, it's 5:21 here. I think we'll try and wrap it up at about 15 minutes to 6. I'll probably pick up May from the train station, or, try at least. We'll see when she finishes work. So yeah, we can do a bit more, just hang out. If you have any questions, I can answer them. But, it's not necessarily going to be a super long live stream, not 2 hours, definitely, because just going back to it, slowly but surely. I do hope to do another tutorial soon, painting tutorial. I'll have to be smart about it, because I really want to have it be authentic. And I want to show you some very authentic creation. I want to show you some, really focused, something that comes from my soul and is not just an autopilot. This is how you paint. This is the first wash. This is the second wash, blah, blah, blah. I want it to be interesting. So there may be painting masters like you asked about. I'm happy to hear that many people are enjoying these. There may be some more talking and general advice videos, showing some sketchbooks, and we'll slowly get back into the rhythm of tutorials. I'm so happy that some of the recent videos have done so well, because that gives me the air cover to feel really, really good with taking a break from tutorials for a few more weeks and building it up slowly, right? I want to get back to it slowly. And if anything, I hope this can inspire you to do the same, I, by the way, look like a beast. My beard is way too long. I really in dire need of a haircut. Because again, I didn't have time for anything. Hopefully I'll get one in the next couple of days. Let's see here. Joanne, what was your first plein air painting? Oh, wow, that's interesting. So it was when I used to live in Tel Aviv in the Allenby area street, I think, or was it in my parents' hometown? I don't actually remember, but it was terrible. I loved it because it was colorful. I saw colors more vividly the first time. It could be like a view of the backyard of my parents' place, actually. It is considered plein air. I painted it outside. I think... I think I should be able to find it for you. I don't know where it is. I have piles of paintings here, but I could try and find it for you if you want me to. So yeah. Plumpy Lump, have you ever thought of playing with oil pastels? It's a cathartic experience mixing on the paper as you go. I actually want to try out some pastels. I have a pack of pastels that I got randomly. Someone gave it to me, and I want to try them out. You know, I want to try out more mediums. I probably will. Can you use them on watercolor paper? Let me know. I'm actually curious. I wasn't nervous, funny enough, because it was the backyard of my parents. No one was looking. I was just there painting the wall and some flowers from trees coming over it from the neighbor's house, and the grass in my parents, more like weeds in my parents' backyard. So yeah, I wasn't nervous. Honestly, I wasn't nervous in my public plein air as well. I get energy and excitement from performing. Just like these YouTube videos, I love it when people see me paint in public. I have no problems with it. Sometimes it can be a little distracting if I'm in an important part of the painting, but I love it. I feel it's cool. It's cool to feel like someone's looking at me, and like it's a performance, and you know, it's attention. I love that kind of a thing. So can't really complain. I really see all the time artists complain about people looking at them painting in public and commenting, and I'm like, comment away, it's so fun, you know. But yeah, I get it if not everyone likes it. I love it. Our dog loves to be with us too. The dog is my avatar. That's cute. That's a cute doggo. Is that a Malinois, or what type of dog is it? I'm really bad with dog types, but yeah. Carbon Muncher, do you do digital painting? Is the transition from traditional drawing to digital rough? You know what's funny? For me, the transition from traditional to digital, when I first tried it out, was easy. Almost like playing an electric guitar instead of a classic guitar. Because things are just easier. You can swatch colors. You can mix very fast. You don't need to mix physically. You just choose a color. Right? You just choose a color to paint in. You choose a brush. You don't have to work physically for things. So to me, it was easy. And it's something I've not explored enough, but I have played around with for a few months for sure, and for about 2 years. And when it comes to sketching more, it was easier for me, honestly. I don't do much digital work, but I do occasionally. I do have a nice video where I show a digital process recently with Clip Studio Paint, my first ever sponsorship, which was a great fun. But I will probably do more in the future. Yeah, I do have plans on doing more. Hot press would make for easier bending. Do you mean like folding the paper? Or yeah. Please find that painting. I'll try. I'll try finding it. Please share the first planer. Yeah, I love the palette video. I finally know what orange that was. Yeah, the palette video, honestly, so people have asked for it for so long, and it's the type of video that is fairly easy for me to film, because all I have to do is show you the palette. It's very easy for me to do. You know, some videos are just easier to do. Painting Masters is easy in terms of content. I just comment on the paintings. The hardest videos to do are processes usually, or QAs, where I do the timestamps for every question, and I have to really show the questions. Editing wise, it takes a long time. But yeah, Painting Masters is just heavy files because I screen capture and I film myself and I have to combine everything together, but it's easier idea-wise. The palette video is one of the easier ones. I just film my palette, talk. The easiest videos to make is just talking videos. It's just me giving an update or something like that. Let's see here. Let me check something. Okay, good. And Marie, I would be nervous to paint plein air, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to focus. Yeah, the first time that makes sense, first couple of times, but it does go away. If you want to try it out, you should. Plumpy Lump, you can use pastels on watercolor paper, definitely. It does help having pastel paper, though. Okay, so I'll get it. It's a lot more textured. If a paper is too smooth, it's difficult. I see, okay. you need the texture for the layers. What I will say, and let's block this spam to hide user on this channel. What I will say is rough paper is strong texture. So is that good enough? Is that the same type? Is it cotton paper for pastels? I wonder what it's made of, you know? Noam Holmes, I'm soon going to Tveria, Tiberia, for a small vacation. Planning on doing some art from the balcony at least. Any tips for outside painting? Just prepare everything you need. If it's gonna get windy, you want to get a lot of these clips. Let me find one. I should have one. Something like this to hold the paper in place. That's very, very important. Clips holding everything in place, because wind does play a role. Sometimes my entire easel would fly off. Don't forget everything you need: water, paper, brushes, paints, pencil. If you forget a pencil, you can just draw with paint, which happened to me before. But yeah, I would say just make sure you bring everything. That's a big, big part of it. Angela M., how can I decide what pictures to paint on canvas? I don't want to mess it up. Thanks. Are you actually talking about canvas? You just have to mess it up a few times. Honestly, Angela, the best answer I can give you is mess it up. Mess it up. Find out what it feels like to mess it up, and then that gives you permission to experiment. In the past, when I would use good quality paper and I would completely mess up the painting and I would feel bad about it and wasting materials, I would just use it as permission to paint crazy stuff and practice technique. That's just part of the game. Messing up. That fear of messing up, if you're letting that hold you back, you won't get to a point where you actually are good, from my experience, right? So, mess it up. Now, just as a quick tip for you, paint something easy at first if you don't want to mess it up. Something black and white, something with clear shapes of value. Use the posterize feature. I have a few videos on how to simplify photos. Use those. Paint something easy if you don't want to mess it up. The easier, the better. Very easy, even. Simple. 3, 4, 5 big shapes and that's it. You're good. Karen, have you done abstract work in watercolor? Yes, I have. I can do a dedicated video on that. I have shown them before. Do I have one handy here? Not really, but I can show you if it's interesting. Jackie Foxy, hi, good to see you're back. Hope your move was smooth. Welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been smooth but tough. John, I've had a hard time finding reasonable mats and frames. Any advice? Oh, that's a good question, because here it's hard to find these kinds of things. So do IKEA frames do the job for you, or you're looking for something better? I don't know. If you go to a framing store, maybe they have some extra frames laying around that you can just ask to take. I don't have good advice for that. I buy some of the frames in like cheap, not the dollar store, but something similar to that. You know, like, I don't know if you have a name for it. It's called Zollstock here, like cheap stuff. Just a store for, you have everything there, home supplies, stuff like that, but it's cheap. But it's very much dependent on where you are locally. Mats I barely use, so I have no idea, unfortunately. Margarita, pastel paper is rougher, I think. You can prepare it with gesso and pumice powder. Okay, I'll have to do my research. I see. Jackie, for the plein air, don't forget something against mosquitoes. Sorry for the... Yeah, no worries. I don't have problems with mosquitoes, I guess, because other people do. They bite them. I'm not sweet enough, I guess. I don't know. Andres D, hi, Liron. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, Andres. Happy to see you again. Happy to be back. Nikki, thank you, Liron. I need to go. 2:31 a.m. here, so a bit tired. Great to catch this live. Such a diverse conversation. Yep, indeed. You got it, Nom. Happy to help. Yeah, so I think I'll start wrapping this one up. If you have any questions, drop them in a comment. I'll try to answer all comments if I didn't get it, if you didn't make it to the chat. Very grateful for you being patient with me as I go back to this. It feels like I took a month or 2 months long break, when in effect it was about 2 weeks probably, but it's been very packed 2 weeks. Very challenging, but there's no one else I can thank but you. Thank you so much for sticking around, for watching the older videos, for everyone who purchased, the courses. It's been very, very, it provided me with a big sense of security and safety. It's actually, you know, being independent, being a master of your own work, and being dependent on how well you do business-wise is hard. And I really appreciate you being here and making it possible. Really cannot thank you enough. I'll do this every live stream, hopefully, forever. And yeah, and thank you for taking interest in new directions that I'm trying. It's going to be very interesting for people who want to see other sides of me or other sides of my creation. It's going to be very fun, and I will, of course, try to always have that watercolor core, and to continue upping my watercolor game and sharing with you my new insights. You know, as artists, you have to be authentic. You have to allow yourself that authenticity. So in the long run, I have to allow that for myself so that I can create better stuff for you too, right? So thank you so much. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Thank you, John. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Jackie Foxy. Thank you, Noam. Thank you, Andres, Nikki, everyone who's here, Margarita, John. And of course, I'm going to miss some people. Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Live Chat, for the spam. Thank you. Thank you, Plumpy Lump. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, Carpet Muncher. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. And I will talk to you again real soon. It's been great to go back. I feel like I'm doing the thing I'm meant to be doing. So thank you so much. We'll catch you in the next in the next live stream. And I'll keep you updated. Follow on Instagram to see when I'm live next or when the next video is going to come out. So thank you so much. We'll talk again real soon.